A pleasant morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters of Vieux Fort South, my fellow St. Lucians, a pleasant morning. I am here today to address you on the dismal record of the Labour Party in Vieux Fort South and how I plan to transform the South with the United Workers' Party. I stand before you not only as the endorsed candidate for the United Workers' Party, nor as someone trying to win your vote with flashy slogans, empty words and promises, but I am here as a concerned citizen, born and bred of the South, and most importantly, a voice for the people of Vieux Fort South who are tired of being ignored, tired of being forgotten, tired of being fed empty promises, elections after election by the St. Lucia Labour Party. I have a question to ask you. How many of the promises made in the 2021 manifesto by the St. Lucia Labour Party, how many of those things, those empty promises, were fulfilled? They promised us to resume the construction of the administrative complex to include a performing arts center. Was that accomplished? They promised to design and construct a boardwalk from the fisheries complex to the Vieux Fort market. Was that accomplished? They promised to rehabilitate the roads in Cedar Heights, Larishes, and Cantonment. Then again, I asked the question, was that accomplished? Right now, roads in Cedar Heights, particular roads in Cedar Heights, selectively, yes, and I say selectively, are being constructed. And the people know why those particular roads have been selected. I say no more on this. Have they vested ownership of house lots for the residents of Vieux Fort Town Cantonment? These in the 2021 manifesto have not been accomplished. Sunday's presentation was no different, nothing different. It was a speech full of platitudes, recycled promises, and empty rhetoric. A speech so lacking in substance, it felt like deja vu. The same song, same dance, same script, but read by a different cast. That is what we received on Sunday. Mr. Butcher's address to the people of Vieux Fort was, to put it blatantly, more of the same, nothing different. Mr. Butcher was introduced by none other than Dr. Kennedy Anthony, the man who has represented Vieux Fort South for the last 28 years. The man who made promises after promises, many of them never kept. The man who told us the South would rise. Have you all seen that happen? Not at all. The man who told us Vieux Fort would become a hub of economic growth. But look around you. Low gardien Vieux Fort, dis-moi qui ça oué? Yeah. Youth unemployment in Vieux Fort is more than 50%. We are the third poorest community in the entire country. Can you imagine that the second major town in St. Lucia is the third poorest community? The town is practically a ghost town. L'on peut marcher en ville Vieux Fort après midi à ce particular jour. It is a ghost town, especially on a Wednesday afternoon. Rien paka marché en Vieux Fort. Basic infrastructure is decaying. Roads are impassable. Investments are drying up. Vieux Fort South is one of the only constituencies and major towns without a community center, without a public library, and without a safe space for recreation. After 28 years of elective representation, 15 years being Prime Minister, this is the legacy of Dr. Kennedy Anthony. My question is, and now they are being told, we have been told to embrace the student. Are you going to embrace his student? The man he calls his protege? Is that someone you will rely on? I don't think so. That should send chills down the spine of every Vieux Fortian who has lived through decades of broken promises. Most of the so-called vision is recycled from the United Workers' Party's past plans. Nothing new. The road development, the new access routes, the infrastructure upgrades, all projects long proposed by the United Workers' Party and later stalled or killed by the St. Lucia Labour Party when they came into office. C'est ça yo fait. Yo choue a chaise project la quitte la pour Vieux Fort. Remember the plan to construct the road to link Lower Vieux Fort to the highway? That was the United Workers' Party vision. What did the SLP do? That is a big question. They built a laundry facility right in the intended path of that road, where, yes, it was built right in the intended path of that road. And not only that, the facility they built is non-functional. You just construct a laundry, mete a go by concrete and mi tashimea, eki feme, and ye paka fetepi, e just feme. Less than 400 feet away, there is another already existing laundry plant doing the same job. So dis-moi, j'avais fort. Puchi, yo block shimea, pour mettre a laundry la, ek nou hani a lot laundry, ka fe même travail la. Dis-moi, Puchi. So now Mr. Butcher wants to sell us the same idea all over again, pretending that it is new. Lots of hot air was spewed. We need results after 28 long years. If it had not been done then, do you think it will be done now? I don't think so. Mr. Butcher was also embarrassed if you pay close attention to the speech. He was also embarrassed to talk about the port development because he knows that it was under the St. Lucia Labour Party, under the leadership of Dr. Kennedy Anthony, the docks was closed. Hundreds of Vieux Fortians were sent home after decades, and I mean decades, of being that the docks being the place of employment. Did Mr. Butcher not advise Dr. Anthony as his protege that it was better to invest in a crane for the people of Vieux Fort than to send those men and women home? Wasn't replacing a crane a much better idea than sending them home? Think about that. Think about our future. Where was he when Dr. Anthony sat back and said absolutely nothing? When Philip J. Pierce stalled discussions pertaining to the development of the cruise port in Vieux Fort, where was he? Does Mr. Butcher think that we Vieux Fortians don't deserve a cruise port and the employment of development that goes with it? Don't we deserve that? Why then did he not stand up for us and condemn the GPH deal that forbids any cruise port development in the South? He was the campaign manager. All the bright visions being seen now, why wasn't it being seen back then? A trelma tout moun te avec then. A trelma zie tout moun ouve. All the bright ideas are coming through. My thinking is that if it was not done then, it will not be done now. Where was he when Philip J. Pierce shut down the airport redevelopment project and sent home hundreds of men from Vieux Fort South? Does he not care that both St. Vincent and Dominica have now international airports, and St. Lucia has an airport in 2025 with leaking roofs, visitors running in the rain, moi-même et mal pied moi tini pour courir la plia pour mes board flight Delta ça pas bon pièce moi ouais moun a sous wheelchair a la pli kale a sous flight Delta c'est bagay ça la pas bon pièce nous ni besoin changement en Vieux Fort. Where was he when Philip JPS stood in Parliament and made Vieux Fort an escalated crime zone? Did he speak out for the young men and women of Vieux Fort South? Those are questions we need to take into consideration. Up to date, murder is happening all over the island, yet Vieux Fort remains an escalated crime zone. We need that removed. We need that stain off our backs in Vieux Fort. Mr. Butcher claims to fame is that he was the campaign manager for Dr. Kennedy Anthony in the last elections. Yet still, he could not get Dr. Anthony to fulfill the promises he made in 1. Building a bus terminal to give the bus drivers a safe space to operate with dignity. Why, after 28 years of him being a key player in Dr. Anthony's campaign camp, he has not agitated or even persuaded him to build a bus terminal? Say chauffeur, you ni bouzessa. Nou ni larichous, guas. Nou ni soufriye, labo wi choise. Tout se moun sa sou yon bus stand. Le soleil la chaud, yon ni pou aside ba pied bois. La pani pièce pou vite. Pièce shelter, la pani anyen. Yo pas confortable. Nou ni bouze a bus terminal en Vieux Fort. These people, the bus drivers, deserve clarity, not confusion. The people of the Vieux Fort deserve better. We deserve plans, not platitudes. We deserve vision, not vagueness. We deserve action and not ambitionless ambition. Not once during his speech did he provide credible solution to the pressing issues we face, especially the youth unemployment crisis in Vieux Fort. No job creation strategy was mentioned. No investment in skills training. No incentives for local entrepreneurship. Not even a mention of the realities of the young people lives with everyday living in Vieux Fort. Not a single project mentioned was tailored for the unique and urgent needs of the people of Vieux Fort. They were all general initiatives rolled out across the country, projects that Vieux Fort merely happened to be near, not projects that we built in Vieux Fort. That omission speaks volumes. It tells us that Vieux Fort has not just been neglected, it has been rejected. It has been treated like a distant relative in the Labour Party family, kept around when convenient, ignored when not. A bastard child of the St. Lucia Labour Party, abandoned while other constituencies receives attention, investment and care. We in Vieux Fort receive absolutely nothing. We are not fools. We are not fools in Vieux Fort. We are wise people. We are not fools. We are not gullible either. We are not the same people who you fooled 20 years ago. We have wizened. We have broadened our thinking. We are informed. We are alert. We are awake. I say. We have had enough. We have allowed the St. Lucia Labour Party to use Vieux Fort as a staging ground for political theatre for way too long. This must stop. They show up during election season with red shirts and bullhorns, with flags and singing songs. But then, when the music stops, the votes are cast. Yo dispawet. Apo eleksyon, koyo, yo dispawet. Our roads stay broken. Our youths stay jobless. Our future stays forgotten. Nupaka Pwesa Ako. Ase. Under my leadership, Vieux Fort South will have real representation. You will have a woman who have your best interests at heart. A woman that is for the people. One that believes in development, economic growth, our safety, job creations, creating opportunities, and creating a safe haven where investors will want to come into Vieux Fort and invest like they used to do back in the early 90s. All this has demolished, gone away from us all. We need to bring back Vieux Fort to what it used to be before. We need to bring back the life. Mene la vie, mene l'argent, mene progrès à Vieux Fort encore. We need those things back in Vieux Fort. Nous pas qu'à ça encore. Under the United Workers' Party government, the people of Vieux Fort South will have investment that benefits us all, not just the party elite. Tout moun kaini benefit en Vieux Fort. Together, we will have a voice in the decision that affects our lives. I, Leanna Johannes Paul, will be the leader that will listen. One that will listen to the plights and the grievances of the people. I will not just make decisions on your behalf. Y'all will be part of the decision making. We will dialogue. Put your trust in me and get proper representation. Vieux Fort is not a political playground. It is not a safe seat to be taken for granted. It is not a forgotten corner of this nation. It is a proud community. We are proud people, full of talent, potential, and we are resilient people. And we will no longer accept second-class treatment. Vieux Fort will rise again. To the Labour Party, I say, time's up. C'est l'épousot allez. You have had your chance. What we receive in return is neglect, lack of progress in Vieux Fort. You made your promises. You broke them. And now the people of Vieux Fort are ready to hold you, and I mean to hold you accountable. Vieux Fort South, let us rise together. Let us demand better. Let us rebuild Vieux Fort, not with empty promises, but with concrete plans, real investment, and honest leadership. Because Vieux Fort deserves better. Vieux Fort deserves proper representation, and that you will get in me. I thank you.